Hi, I'm Pam and I'm here to talk about video games. Today I've got a new episode of Short Games for Busy People, recommendations for great games you can complete in just a few hours. Today my recommendation is a new game that looks very retro. It's Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon. Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon was developed by Inti Creates and released for pretty much everything in May 2018. It's a prequel title to the upcoming Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night, which was funded by a very successful Kickstarter, promising a spiritual successor to the Castlevania games produced by Koji Igarashi. Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon was a stretch goal for the Kickstarter, and though the title makes it sound like it's a game about getting your period, it's actually a platformer that is very much inspired by the 8-bit Castlevania games. You play Zangetsu, a cursed swordsman seeking vengeance on the demons that cursed him. You'll travel through 8 stages, facing all kinds of enemies, environmental obstacles, and of course, bosses. The pixel art looks great, the backgrounds are spooky, and some of the bosses are most impressive looking. Like this rich monocle dude. Or the flying umbrella lady who can make it rain blood. Michiru Yamane, who composed the music for Bloodlines and Symphony of the Night, is also the composer for this, and the music is excellent. It's very clear this is a game meant to invoke nostalgia for all the lovers of the original Castlevania games. One might even be tempted to call it a clone. The controls are a little less clunky, your character moves a little faster, but the mechanics of the game are mostly the same. You can find health-restoring items in the walls, pick up different special abilities to use, and items which give them more charges. Like Castlevania 3, you even get a party of characters to switch between, which was the most interesting part of the game for me. While Zangetsu is a fairly basic fighter, Miriam is more agile and has a number of ranged attacks. Alfred has magical abilities that can seem overpowered at times, and Gebel can turn into a bat to fly over troublesome areas. You can switch between these characters at will, both to tackle enemies they're better suited for, and to more thoroughly explore levels. For example, Miriam can slide into tight gaps, and Gebel's flight gives him access to areas you'd otherwise not be able to access. If one of your characters dies, you have to go without them until you either complete the level, or everyone dies and you start over. Switching off characters when they're perilously low on health will be key. Bloodstained does do a few things to differentiate itself from its predecessors, mostly to do with quality of life improvements. The game offers multiple difficulty and game modes. The veteran mode will give you only 3 continues and add a bit of a knockback when you get hit. In casual mode, you get unlimited continues, which is great for people like me who hate having to go back to the beginning of a game and start again. The checkpoints are also decent, meaning you won't have to go back too far when you do use a continue. There are even multiple ways to play the game and multiple endings to discover. When you come across another character, rather than talk to them and have them join your party, you can ignore or even kill them, which is something I never would have known just from playing the game. Who comes across a character in a game and doesn't talk to them? Not recruiting the other characters makes things more difficult, and depending on the combination of recruiting, killing, and ignoring you do, the ending of the game will be different, and you can open different modes, like Nightmare and Boss Rush. The main game on normal should only take 2 to 3 hours to complete, but if that's not enough for you, there's still plenty to do afterwards. Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon is a quick and fun action platformer that will appeal to fans of the original Castlevania games. It's very similar in gameplay and aesthetic, but includes a few new modern features that will make it more enjoyable to players who don't have the nostalgia for the original games. I only have one real complaint. Would it have killed them to make the stairs not suck? For more short games, check out my review of the charming Gravity Ghost, or another of my videos. I also have a Patreon if you're interested in supporting my content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.